Hello everybody, it's me, it's PokemonTripHD, and welcome back to some more Dragalia Lost content. In today's video, I'm going to be going over the Beauty in Motion Summon Showcase. This Summon Showcase will last from May 13th at 11 p.m. Pacific Standard Time to May 26th at 10:59 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. If you're living in a different time zone, of course, you got to find out what those times mean, but in this video, I'm just going to be going over the preview and whether you should summon or not. I'm speaking a little too fast, but that's okay. So should you summon on this showcase? First of all, no, you should not. Why should you not summon? Well, because nothing on this showcase is going to be tier 1. So please save your Wormite unless you absolutely need Beautician Zardin or absolutely need the dragon or the other waifus or husbandos on this banner. Because this banner does have some pretty nice waifus and husbandos, but that's not the point. We're talking about whether you should actually pull or not. Now, of course, like I said, if these are your waifus or husbandos and you need them, pull for them. By all means, this game is supposed to be fun, and if it makes you fun getting your waifus or husbandos, which it should, then by all means, go for it, pull for it. If my waifu or husbando was on this banner, I would pull for them, but unfortunately, they're not. So I'm just going to be giving general advice whether you should pull or not, and of course, like I said, the answer is no. And why not? Well, let's get over this. So of course, first up, we have Beautician Zardin. Now, Beautician Zardin is basically a reskin of normal Zardin, just with, of course, different outfit and, of course, 5 stars, better skills, better abilities, etc., etc. Well, supposedly better skills and abilities. And now he's actually a light unit, a light blade unit. This is our first 5-star light blade, and one of the only blade 5 stars we actually have. Of course, we do have a couple like Ieyasu and Mikoto, but usually blades are really good. Ieyasu and Mikoto are both amazing blades. They're 2 of the strongest units in the game, maybe even in the top 2 strongest units in the game, depending on who you're asking. Now, does Zardin keep up with that, though? Unfortunately, no, he does not. He does have good strength. Of course, it's not, I believe it's behind Ieyasu or Mikoto, one of those 2. But his skills and abilities just does not keep up with what the standard norm is for blade units. Now, not only blade units, but for light units. We've had so many light units so far in this game that it's just hard to, first of all, not to already have a light unit that you've invested in and that you've liked, especially after this Fae event where there's a Shadow Knight and you're trying to defeat the Shadow Knight. So especially after that, you should have already built up a light unit. And it may have been poison res. There's more poison res light units than there is curse res in normal pool, at least for 5 stars. So you've probably built a poison res 5-star light adventurer already. So is there really reason to go for this Zardin? Honestly, not really, especially if you've already built up a poison unit, because I think this Beautician Zardin, the only reason you would want Beautician Zardin over, say, someone like Albert or Annalie is for his, or Julieta even, is for his co-ability. That's the only thing he really offers that those adventurers do not have. Now, this entire time, I was basically just stalling for time because I was looking up the strength values for Mikoto and Ieyasu. Now, Mikoto has a strength value of 520 and 740 HP compared to Beautician Zardin's 517 strength and 745 HP. So that's just a bank off of Mikoto, and Ieyasu has even more strength at 521 with 739 HP. So they both have higher strength and better kits than Beautician Zardin. This Beautician Zardin's kit, let me just go over what his kit is first of all. So Ravishing Rainbow as the first skill. Deals light damage to enemies directly ahead and reduces their strength and defense by 5% and increases the user's energy level by 1 stage. Now, this is only 1 stage of energy, so this really does not do much in the grand scheme of things. Stunning Visage activates Stunning Beauty for 15 seconds and increases the user's energy level by 2 stages. During Stunning Beauty, I just burped, that was disgusting. The user's energy level increases the user's energy level by, okay. During Stunning Beauty, the user's normal attacks may inflict stun. And then, yeah, when it says when their energy level reaches 5, they are energized. So, basically, the second skill, for 15 seconds, your normal attacks inflict stun. Now, of course, stun, it's not going to work in the High Dragon Trials or the advanced content in the game. It's not going to do anything at all. So, the main thing there is it increases his energy level by 2 stages. That's pretty much all this thing does. It does inflict stun, which is something to note. And the main reason you're going to want to use Zardin is for clearing waves, wave content. His first skill, it's pretty good, but it only increases his level by 1 stage, so it's really irrelevant in the energy department. It's mainly just dealing damage and lowering their strength and defense by 5%. Of course, lowering their strength really does nothing in the grand scheme of things. It's just lowering their defense, which is going to allow your team for extra DPS. But again, lowering their defense, it's only 5%. It's not going to make a big difference, and it's not going to be there for that long. It's only going to be there for a little bit, unless it's permanent, but they're usually not permanent. So it's not going to even be there for that long. It's not going to make a big difference or a big impact at all in the grand scheme of things, especially since, like I said, you're going to want to use Zardin, Beautician Zardin, for clearing wave content. So these two skills, the second one is good for wave content, while the first one is not good for wave content. His abilities, Striker's Energy, 3, increase energy level by 3 stages for every 3 enemies defeated with 4 strikes. Like I said, wave content, very good for wave content. Poison res, very bad, because you want your light units to have curse res for high Zodiac in the future. Since if they're poison res, you're going to have to put on Heavenly Holiday, which will be good for high Zodiac. But again, you're missing out on a free, say, 25% skill damage worm print or 30% skill damage worm print, whatever it is now. You're missing out on a ton of damage that you could have had if they just had curse res. So is it really worth trading curse res for poison res to lose your worm print? I don't know about that. HP 7% equals skill damage plus 35%. Just like Annalie has that. She's also poison res. Halloween Ellie has skill damage plus 30%, but that's all the time. Doesn't matter what your HP is. There's no HP gate on that. Personally, you're going to be above 70% for the vast majority of battles anyways. So you can kind of just count that there. Again, a 5% difference in skill damage doesn't make that much of a difference, but since it's activated always for Halloween Ellie, I would say her ability is better than Beautician Zardin's, since again it's only a 5% difference and that's always activated for her while it's not for Zardin. So his abilities, like I said, they really go towards the whole wave clearing. Wave clearing, you're not going to get hit much at all, so you're pretty much always going to have that skill damage with 35%. Poison res, it's just poison res. And Striker's Energy, again, helps for the wave clearing. It's going to higher your energy level by 3 stages for every 3 enemies defeated with 4 strikes. So basically, the entire battle, you're going to want to be 4 striking. But again, is energized? Is that system really worth it? I don't know. Again, you're only going to get a boosted skill once, and you only have 1 attacking skill. Again, his skill damage is 35%. He only has 1 attacking skill, so it's not going to do that much. His 5-star blade does not have an attacking skill, so really it doesn't play that big of a difference. As you see for Annalie and for Halloween Ellie, they have 2 attacking skills, so they get a real big buff on their skill damage ability, whereas Zardin just doesn't. Zardin just doesn't take advantage of his kit. His energized system isn't amazing, and his energized system only works in waves. It doesn't actually work for high content. So that's the reason I would say you shouldn't pull for Beautician Zardin. His kit is built mainly for wave content, and of course for wave content, there's already other adventures. There's Julieta, which I would say does better in wave content since she has Slayer strength, and she's also poison res. With a better attacking skill, I would say Zardin has a better attacking skill, but her Slayer strength means she always has 30%, I believe it's 30% strength up pretty much at all times during wave content. And she's also poison res. She brings the defense ability, whereas Zardin brings the strength ability. That's really the one part where Zardin stands out. He has the strength ability. That's the one plus Zardin has. So again, Zardin, I would say he's not better. I would say he's not better than Halloween Ellie. I would say he's not better than Julieta. Whether he's better than Annalie, that's kind of debatable, but he's not better than Albert. So that's kind of where I'm going. Like I said, he's not better than pretty much any of the other 5-star adventurers with poison res, except, Annalie maybe. So honestly, it's not a big difference besides his code ability. That's really the main thing that makes him stand out. There's really nothing else here that makes Beautician Zardin stand out, which is really unfortunate since this is the first, I believe, 3-star that we're getting into a 5-star that's not limited, because he's not limited. It doesn't say anything about them being limited. So you can always pull for them. He might spook you on the next Gala, which is going to be the banner right after this. Most likely, there's like a 99% chance it's going to be Gala after this. So again, you're going to probably want to save for the Gala, especially since you probably just used up all your Wormeye stash on the Faye collab banner. So there we go. That's my Zardin little breakdown. I recommend not pulling for him. Next up, Takamekazuchi, I think, something like that. So we have Take the Light Dragon. Is there really a reason to pull for a Light Dragon that's strength? No. There's Cupid, and Cupid is the best Light Dragon. pretty much in every single situation. He has a healing skill rather than an offensive skill like Thunderous Charge. But for pretty much every single content, I believe the only content Take is going to be equal or barely better is going to be for High Dragon Trials. He's going to be barely better. But I think the difference is like not even, I think it's 10%, maybe. He's going to be like 10% better. In the grand scheme of things, that's not much. And we don't even have High Zodiac yet, so there isn't really much of a reason to pull for this one. We don't even know if we might need to go full HP Dragons for High Zodiac or what. We're not really sure. And again, Cupid has a healing skill, which is just too important. In this past Fae event, the Fae Collab event, if you're using 4 offensive units, you pretty much needed a Cupid to make someone not die. So it just goes to show how good Cupid really is. So I'd recommend not pulling for Take. Cupid is just a much better dragon than Take. Like I said, Overdrive Punisher is only good for pretty much the High Dragon Trials. That's really it. Strength 40%. It's weaker than Cupid's 60%. Unless the boss is in Overdrive. Again, it's only better than 5% at that point. But it is multiplicative rather than additive. So yeah, that's something to keep in mind. But anyways, Cupid is better than Take. That's the end of that discussion. These 2 units, I would say I'm very disappointed with them. But we do have 2 more units coming out, which were shown off in the Dragalia Lost Summon Showcase Beauty in Motion video on the Nintendo mobile channel. I'll leave a link to this video in the description down below if you want to watch along. But for now, I'll just throw up images of the adventures that we see. So first up, we have Yachio. Now, Yachio is a 4-star light blade. She's going to be on rate up along with the other 4-star unit, which I'll get into later. We don't have any info released about her, but she's likely to be Poison Res. She has 1 offensive skill and 1 buffing skill for herself. Now, her buffing skill does something with 4 strikes. I think it might power up her 4 strike, or I'm not really sure what it does. The first skill, again, it does damage. I'm not really sure what these skills do, so I can't make a full judgment. I don't even know her abilities yet, but I do know her first skill does some sort of buff onto her, so that's really cool. It does a buff, and it should paralyze the enemy. Now, usually, like I said, kits that involve stunning or paralysis or any sort of status affliction are not very good, which is super unfortunate because in the high content, the high trials, the endgame content, you're not going to be able to inflict many statuses. So that's super unfortunate. She's likely not going to be too great of a unit, but she definitely has that waifu factor. So if you need a pull for her, go for it. But I would recommend not chasing a 4-star because you're very, very, very likely to pull that 4-star, especially on the upcoming gala or, you know, in future banners. You're very likely to pull Yachio. So I would recommend that you don't pull for Yachio since you're probably going to pull her later. So that's like I said, we don't know her abilities, we don't know her skills, exactly what they do. So she could be amazing, and I'm not sure of it yet. But we're just gonna have to wait and see. She might be worse than Beautician Zardin, which would really suck, but she might be better. It's not gonna be too hard to be better, but again, since she revolves around stunning, most likely gonna revolve around stunning, then she probably won't be better than Beautician Zardin. So that's super unfortunate. But looking forward to see what they do with Yachio. She looks great. Next up, we have Norwin, the Shadow Bow 4-star. Now, this is a little weird how we're having a Shadow unit, but, you know, it's okay. Shadow unit here. Shadow Bow. I believe this is our first Shadow Bow since Nefaria. I don't think there's been any other Shadow Bows since then. There may have been, though. Please correct me if I'm wrong, but I can't think of any off the top of my head. Really just Nefaria. So is he going to be better than Nefaria? Is that the question here? Shouldn't it be too hard to be better than Nefaria? She's not too great. She's my waifu, but she's not too great of an adventurer. Norwin does have 2 offensive skills, so that's already much better than Nefaria's second skill. So that's a big plus. I'm not really sure what his skills do, though, what his abilities do. So is he going to be better? Is he going to be better than Nefaria? Honestly, I would say yeah, he's probably going to be better than Nefaria, just because Nefaria is really not that good, since her kit revolves around blindness, and like I said, kits that revolve around status afflictions are usually not too good. We're not sure if his kit revolves around status afflictions. I feel like it does, honestly, because there's something about blinding on the boss, so his kit might revolve around blindness, which would really suck, but he does have 2 damage skills anyway, so it's likely only going to be his abilities that revolve around blindness rather than his skills, which, like I said, is very good since he has 2 offensive skills. He could take advantage of skill damage, worm prints, but again, we're going to have to see what his kit looks like. At the moment, I would say he's probably going to be on par with Nefaria, maybe better since he has 2 offensive skills. But again, Not sure until his kit is actually fully released. So again, should you chase after these 4 stars? No, you're probably going to pull these 4 stars on a Gala or on a banner in the future anyway. So please do not waste 5-10 folds pulling for Norwin when you can probably pull him on accident while you're chasing a different unit anyway. Only reason I would suggest you pull on this banner is if you really want Beautician Zardin, you really want Yachio, and you really want Norwin. That's the only, or Take. If you really want them, then I would say, okay, you know, go for it, pull. But I highly recommend you don't pull since the Gala is coming up, like I said. So please, please, please save your Wormite for the Gala. Save your Wormite for the limited banners that are going to be coming in the future, such as the Summertime banner, which is almost here in another month or 2. We should be getting a Summertime banner. So look forward to that. These units in Adventurers and Dragons should be added to the permanent pool. So again, like I said, you'll probably pull them in the future at some point. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know your opinions in the comment section down below. Did I get anything wrong? What do you think? Should you pull? Should you not pull? Leave some recommendations in the comment section down below. I'll see you guys tomorrow or the day after for the unit review and comparisons once everything is released. So take care until then.